Hi everyone, this is Rob Collier from the Council of Michigan Foundations, and welcome to this update on what's happening in Washington and Lansing from the standpoint of legislation that CMF and all of our members need to be concerned about. Let's hit the home front first. As you know, in Lansing, the governor's proposed a budget, and the budget calls for the elimination of all charitable tax credits. We've been meeting with the help of our Community Foundation leadership with a lot of the legislative leaders, particularly in the House Tax Policy Committee, Speaker of the House, Senate Majority Leader. And the general consensus is that we ought to have an alternative, not just eliminate all the charitable tax credits, but figure out how to simplify the system. So we just want you to know that we have used our help, used our expertise to retain some really great assistants, former Senate Fiscal Agency Chief Gary Olson, who's now working with public sector consultants, and we're hiring him to help us do an analysis and a proposal that we're now giving to the leadership of the legislature on what it would take to simplify the charitable tax credits from 3 buckets to 1 bucket. And the good news is that it would work. It would keep the partnership that now is more than 20 years between the state of Michigan and our members and our community foundations and our Michiganders about building community philanthropy alive. And by simplifying the credits, we'd save the state about $18 million, or about a 27% cut. So we think that meets the goals of the governor, the goals of the legislature, and we're working on that proposal. I want to just say on the Washington front, we had a great Foundations on the Hill. We had 32 people join us for our 33rd annual trip to Washington, met person to person, face to face with 14 of our 17 members of the legislature. And the good news is that they really appreciate our coming, and they value knowing what philanthropy is doing to help our state and help our communities. Since we've been there, since we were in Washington, 2 bills have been introduced with support of Michigan legislators. Extension of the IRA charitable rollover, which is something that we know really was possible thanks to the leadership of Congressman Camp and a number of our Michigan legislators, and also simplification of the excise tax on private foundations, which is another one of our goals. Legislation has now been introduced in the Senate with the support of both of our senators, Senator Levin and Senator Stabenow. So there's movement to help philanthropy in Washington. There's movement to help philanthropy and encourage giving in Lansing. Obviously, there's a lot that's going to take place in both communities and both of our legislative centers before we get some answers, but we're moving in the right direction, and we just wanted to give you that update today. Thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for more updates.